What's up, y'all? Welcome to Sugar and Spice, where we talk about all things life and answer all your questions about what's going on.
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
In your personal lives, the Black community, pop culture, and world news. I am Robin.
And I'm Chelsea.
And let's just get right into it.
So who is bringing the sugar and who is bringing the spice today, sis?
I'm bringing the sugar today.
You bringing the sugar today?
I'm bringing the sugar because it's been a trying week, and I don't have no room for negativity today.
Okay.
I don't think.
You don't think? Okay.
So I'm going to try my best to bring the sugar to kind of get back into the good stuff.
So that leaves me to bring the spice.
You got to bring the spices, which I don't think you're going to have a problem with that at all.
Okay.
It's much easier to bring the spice than it is to bring the sugar.
Not really. I think it's easy to bring the sugar than the spice.
You do?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But anyways, what's been going on? What's new in your world? It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been 2
since
weeks.
We've recorded our first episode. So what's been happening?
Not really a whole lot, honestly. I think the biggest thing has been with Jonah because he had gotten sick. Did I tell you about his eye infection?
I think you did.
Okay, so
poor baby always sick.
I know. So he had gotten sick. Well, it started out, I would assume, was just like allergies or whatever, but all the drainage just kind of got caught up in his system and turned into an infection, which he was fighting off on his own, the normal sinus infection. He was in an ear infection. He was fighting that off, but then somehow it traveled to his eye.
Oh, good Lord.
And he woke up one day and his eye was just so puffy. And I was like, oh, I thought it was just allergies. So let's just give it a chance to see if it'll go down on its own. It did not go down. So we had to take him to the doctor. And yeah, good old eye infection. So
is he better now?
He's better now.
Okay, good.
But the biggest thing wasn't even an eye infection because he wasn't really bothered by that. The worst part of it was the medication that he had to take because it was an oral.
Poor baby.
I know. It's a liquid oral medication. And the doctor warned me, like, he's not going to like this. But he didn't want to give him the other medicine, which is much stronger, because he wasn't sure where the infection came from. He was like, it could be the sinus thing or it could be something else. But let's start with the lower dose antibiotic before we go to the other one, because the other one is just like terrible and he will hate it. He hated the little one. So we pretty much had to entice him with candy and peanut butter and all his favorite treats to get him to take the medicine. But towards the end, he was good with it. So that's pretty much that's like the biggest thing that went on, dealing with him and his little eye. But yeah, he's all good now. Continuing to be a
little godson is better.
Yeah. Oh, and then outside of that, my niece had her 5th birthday this month, and we just had her birthday party yesterday. So shout out to her. Happy birthday to my niece. I don't know if I should say her name or not because I don't know how her mama feels about that, but she's watching. She knows who she is. So happy birthday.
Aww. Well, there's not much new going on in my world. I will announce that I finished a class today, so
Yay.
I officially have 3 classes left. I'm getting there, y'all. I'm getting there. Y'all will hear about this journey until I'm done. So just expect that every week I'm going to say something about school. I went to the state fair. That was pretty cool. I tried the Cajun crab bombs. That was my favorite thing. And then I always leave with the saltwater taffy.
Yeah.
So that's a must for me. I am excited that NBA regular season starts tomorrow. So y'all can have football. It's all about basketball. I'm excited about the new season despite all the injuries that are taking place right now. But I'm going to be coming at y'all live with the basketball updates.
I guess I need to try to keep up a little bit so I know some of what you're talking about. Right now, I know nothing.
And then my dude Wale dropped a fire album.
Oh, you already listened to it?
That's all I've been listening to since it came out. Nice. So if you're riding with me anywhere, expect to be listening to Wale's new album. I'm just waiting for him to announce that he's going on tour.
Yeah.
So I can see him again.
See, me and Wale, I don't know about this tour thing because
I remember.
we went to that concert.
I remember, yeah.
And I
you had a whole incident. Oh, man.
So I don't know, like, Wale, I want to see you, but if it means I'm going to be passing out and blacking out and being scared to death, I don't want to do that no more. That was terrifying.
I remember. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
1 minute I was standing and the next minute I was on the ground with people over me.
Yep. I recall. I will not forget. Actually, I think I asked you. I was like, were you pregnant?
Oh, yeah. I was like, no. I don't know what that was about.
I have no idea what took place that night.
I don't either. But I'm glad I'm okay.
Yeah. How long? Man, that was like 5, 6 years ago?
It's been a minute. Yeah. Because that was when I was in my first apartment in Louisville. So, yeah, it had to have been like...
So you weren't there yet?
No.
Oh.
I was in my first apartment in Louisville because I remember Skip got concerned when I wasn't like answering his calls after it had happened. So he like rushed over to see if I was okay, but I was just like asleep.
Oh, okay.
He was worried that something had, because it was fresh after that had happened. So yeah, that's my very first apartment.
Oh, wow.
So that's got to be the 5-6 years ago.
Well, I don't know. You might have to skip Wale.
Yeah, Wale. I don't know.
I will be there in attendance whenever he announced that he's coming to Dallas.
We'll see how fire the album is and if I'm ready.
No, like it's good. From the first song, I knew the album was going to be good when I heard the first song.
Yeah.
And legit, it's a fire album.
Right.
He really did his thing on this album. So shout out to Wale.
All right, Wale.
And I have to give a movie review.
Oh.
Will Smith.
Oh.
You've had an awesome career, but Gemini Man was trash.
Oh, we love you, Will.
It was horrible. Oh my gosh.
We love you.
So I'm 0 for 2 in movies right now because the last movie I saw was Lion King, which was in July?
Yeah.
So the last 2 movies I've seen sucked. Actually, I would give Gemini Man a lower rating than Lion King.
Really?
And I didn't like Lion King. So I think I'm good on movies for a minute. And that's hard for me because I really like movies, but it hasn't really been anything good.
That's why I watch all my movies at home.
The best movie this year to me has been The Avengers Endgame, and that was way in April.
Yeah.
So
I haven't seen any movie. I think the last movie I saw at the movies was What Men Want.
I don't even know what that is.
That's the one with Taraji P. Henson.
Oh, I didn't want to see that.
Yeah, it was like a little date night because we just wanted to get out the house. It was like, let's just go to the movies after we went out to eat. And that was what was playing, so we went to see it. It actually wasn't bad. I actually didn't mind it.
Well, I mean, hey, no.
It's probably better than Gemini Man.
No, Gemini Man, yeah, it was just bad. So, yeah, my movie picking is...
Yeah, put that on ice right now.
It's been revoked, so I'm good on movies right now. Yeah, so anyways, as you guys know, we want to highlight Black excellence, our melanin people that are doing good in the community, Black businesses, all of that. We want to give someone a special shout out every episode just to highlight all the excellence that's going on and just spread that positivity. So this week, we are highlighting our favorite person.
Our best friend.
Our best friend. Like, no, legit, she's my friend in my head.
She's my friend in real life. She just don't know it yet.
Issa Rae.
Issa, yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
She just launched her new record label, Radio. And
let's talk about how that is, like the name itself. It's like, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty dope. I can't lie.
Like, hey,
it's simple, but it's dope.
Yeah, I like it. Radio. So what do we know about Radio? It's already launched. She already has an artist on it.
She announced her artist on Friday, I believe.
Well, we just want to say congratulations to you, Issa, on doing some more great things in the industry. You're just killing the game with movies. Now you in TV, and now you've done switched over to music, and we're there for it. I'm here for it.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna get into this sweet tea and lemonade, sis.
Go for it. This is your segment. This is all you right here.
It's gonna be quick because I don't care about none of this.
Oh, okay.
I really don't care about any of it. But I guess first on the list we have Miss Lori Harvey, which was she was cited for a hit and run and delaying police investigation. Which basically I read the story and they said there was like no alcohol involved. So this is just her being.
Was she texting and driving?
She was texting and driving, driving down the street, wasn't paying attention, and she collided with another vehicle and basically rolled her car. Got out, I guess maybe shook it off and tried to leave, like just walked off or whatever. And there were witnesses there, and I think the cops eventually came and pulled her back, and she was just like there. I think she ended up calling her stepfather, Steve Harvey. Everybody knows him. And was kind of on the phone with him while the police were there, but they cited her. I want to say they arrested her, but didn't like take her in. They didn't book her or anything like that. Okay. So they released her on the scene, at the scene. But thankfully, nobody was injured. She wasn't hurt. Whoever she hit wasn't hurt. I don't know if anybody was in that car or not. But they just like, Lord, what are you out here doing, child? Rolling your car and then leaving?
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
But I mean, I guess I can kind of understand it if you're like, something like that will probably shake you. And you're just probably not even thinking, in shock, I can imagine. Because even just like little fender benders, I've been in shock over like something like that. And you just, I don't know, you just tense up and your stomach is doing all kind of stuff. So maybe she was just going through it. And I mean, she came back, so I guess that's all that matters. But that's the first thing. Oh, and then what's going on with like her and Diddy? Are they like together, not together?
I don't know.
We don't know. We don't care. Okay.
No.
So next we have Wendy Williams, who was honored with her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So congrats to you, Wendy. We're not going to spend too much time on that because a lot of that's been happening lately with Hollywood Walk of Fame stars. You finally got yours, so congrats to you. Then we have Beyonce, who was named second most beautiful woman in the world.
So who was named first?
Bella Hadid.
Okay.
Who is a supermodel. Are you familiar with Bella? Uh-huh. Okay, so she beat Beyonce. Oh, okay. She got the number one spot. I don't know how the Beehive feel about that.
I mean, you know, the Beehive.
The Beehive goes hard for B.
They really do.
I don't know if they've been like taunting Bella at all, but I don't even want to look to see. No. Because it could be bad, but number 2. It's a good spot, I guess. It's better than number 3.
If you're not first, you're last.
Okay, in other news, we have Jesus is King dropping October 25th.
That's Kanye's album, right?
Yeah, that's Kanye West's album. I don't even know where to start with Kanye. If I want to get into any of this about Kanye, he's saying rap music is the devil music, and he's giving up rap music.
Kanye is.
Well, first, are you gonna check this out, or are you gonna pass on it?
I haven't listened to a Kanye album since, and I'm gonna get the title of this album wrong, even though I love this album. I always get the title wrong. Mm-hmm. The Dark Twisted Fantasy album, the one that has all of the lights and Monster with Rick Ross, Jay-Z, and Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to an album since then. Once he switched and he named his album Yeezus, that was enough for me to be like, no.
I'm out.
I'm good. So I have not listened to a Kanye album since that album. And I'm, pretty much done.
I don't think I've listened like fully. Listened and really consumed a Kanye West album since College Dropout.
What? Oh my God.
I've like listened to his music, obviously, like the sing, because like my husband he is a
I remember you took him to the concert one year, right?
Yeah, when I was pregnant. That was his birthday surprise. And I enjoyed that. But I haven't like really fully like taken in an album and like listened to it and like, you know, really dove into it since College Dropout.
And that was his first album.
Yeah, his very first one. I've heard stuff along the way. I did listen to the last album he put out, just through
Pablo?
and through. Was it Pablo? I think so. Yeah, whatever the last one was he put out.
The last one.
I listened to it through and through, and I was done with it.
Yeah, I didn't listen to it.
There was nothing to listen to. You didn't miss a thing, my friend.
I didn't listen to it. I'm good. I'm good on Kanye. I do still listen to a lot of his old stuff. So everything from College Dropout to the Dark Twisted Fantasy album, I listen to that. Anything after that, not really. So I'll still listen to like Watch the Throne with Jay-Z and Kanye, but anything that has come out since then, I've not heard the album. I've only heard what was played like on mainstream radio.
Do you have an opinion about him doing all his gospel music? No, we don't need to talk about it.
No, we don't. Kanye to me is like a waste of my energy.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's well, so I don't even really want to.
Yeah.
It's a touchy subject with him and his health. All right, and then last on the list, I always like to throw in a story that has nothing to do with like celebrityism. Celebrityism. This is just a normal story that comes out of San Antonio. I hate that Texas we're turning into Florida, I swear. We are. We really are. Too many stories. But there was a case in San Antonio where this happened back in 2016 where a young lady, she was just chilling. She was sitting on the curb waiting for her boyfriend to come pick her up. And she was approached by a police officer. And this young lady had a prior record, so she complied with everything the officer asked her to do because she didn't think she had a choice. And she basically said she feared for her life and she didn't want to die, basically.
That's bad.
So the officer approached her and asked if they could search her car, and she obliged because she didn't have anything in her car. So the officer searched her car, didn't find anything, and instead of that being the end of it, they decided they wanted to search her body and search her persons. And they did this like out in public, just like in the middle of the street. They did a complete like cavity search on this girl.
Wow.
And the police officer was asking her, like, do you have anything on you? Is there anything up there? And she was just like, hey, I'm on my period. So, I mean, like, my tampon is up there. But, like, okay, it's just my tampon. So the woman was like, okay, well, I'm going to search you anyway. So she's, like, searching, feeling around, and then she goes up there and pulls the girl's tampon out. And then the woman was like, why did you do that? And then the police officer's response was, I don't know. She didn't know why she did that, but she said she thought she saw something up there. It's like, of course, I told you what was there. It was a tampon. I'm not like, I don't have drugs up my vagina. So that was the whole thing. She ended up being let go. And she just went home, and she was obviously completely embarrassed because this happened like in public, just out in the street.
She was harassed.
Yeah, she was harassed for no reason whatsoever. So she basically ended up suing. I don't know. I don't know if it was like the city, the police, whatever, the police organization. I can't remember which entity she decided to sue, but she did sue. And they finally come to a settlement to where she's going to be granted $200,000, $200K, a little over $200K. I think it was like $205 for this incident. So, congrats to her for at least getting that. But you shouldn't have to go through that.
She shouldn't have been violated to begin with.
Exactly.
So
it's like, that's just crazy.
Let's just not violate people and just do stuff just because.
She was minding her business.
Yeah.
And you didn't find nothing in her car, so why do you need to do all that? But she's getting her check, and I think she was wanting to sue the actual police officer as well, and I think that whole thing is still like kind of pending, whatever is going to happen with that. I think the police officer is kind of denying certain things happen.
Of course.
But, I mean, they have like video and audio that they've reviewed. Obviously, that's kind of how the settlement came about, so.
I don't even want to get started on a rant with the police.
That'd be the whole episode if we really talked about it.
That's not even the content for today.
It's not. But that's all we got for Sweet Tea and Lemonade today. And okay. I'm done with all of that.
All right, well, we are continuing on in our dating and relationship series. So, last week we discussed, or 2 weeks ago, we discussed cheating. Today we are going to get into a very popular trend that is happening within our generation specifically.
Oh, yeah.
Situationships.
Situationships.
Yes, ma'am. We are going to get into it. We're going to talk about what is a situationship, how do you know you're in one, why are you in one, have you ever been in one yourself, and just how do you break free from it if you even want to break free from it. So I'll start with kind of describing what a situationship is, and it's basically a relationship.
Is this your opinion, or is this...
This is from this particular part that I'm about to say is from the Urban Dictionary.
Okay.
But then I'm going to give your take on it. So a situationship is a relationship that has no label or title on it. Okay. So it's more than a friendship, but not an actual relationship. Okay. So for me, that says you're together, but you're not together. Like you have like an emotional connection with this person. You're probably physically involved with this person. You're spending a lot of time together. You're doing quote unquote relationship type things with this person, but you're not in a relationship. Okay. Which is stupid to me. But it's very popular in the dating world in our generation today. Yeah. Like for those people that are not married, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have experienced a situationship at some point, whether they were intentionally trying to or unintentionally just found themselves in one.
The only place I'm going to interject you there is because you said for people who are not married. And I feel like there are some people who are married but are still in a situation. I'm just saying. I feel like that has happened.
Well, yeah, you're right. It very much so.
You can be married to somebody and not really fully be there in the relationship. And you're just kind of in a situation that you found yourself in. And you're just rolling with it.
You're just feeling like you're stuck.
You're stuck.
So, okay. So let me ask you, have you ever, well, you've been out the dating game for a minute.
Yeah.
So this may not apply to you. You may not be able to even say you have experienced this or not. Yeah. But have you ever had a situationship?
I don't really think so. I don't know. I really no. Not something that I would consider like a situationship. I feel like I had something,
because we probably didn't call it situationships back.
No, but I don't even know that it was even that. It was just like a thing with a person that never really went anywhere. But I don't know that there was ever any intention on either person's part for it to go anywhere. So I don't feel like any real time was invested, on either side for me to say that it was a situationship. I guess I don't know. No. And then outside of, do you know what situation I'm talking about?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was like, obviously, you know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I mean, outside
the viewers will never know what we're talking about, but I know.
But I feel like outside of that, the situation, I mean, I've been locked down.
You have been locked down for a minute.
So, I don't know. Would you consider that a situationship?
I don't think I would really consider that a situationship.
Yeah. Maybe if it had continued to like drag on.
Yeah, I would say if it dragged on more than that time frame, then probably so. But yeah, no. So you haven't experienced a situationship. I'll put it out there and say that I have experienced a situationship.
Have you?
Yes, I have. Very stupid of me. But I have experienced a situationship. One of the reasons why I dealt with that is because I really hoped and really believed at the time that it would truly progress into an actual real relationship, but it never did.
And do you know, like, what was the reason it never? Don't know.
No, I do know the reason.
Oh, okay.
He just wanted to do his thing. So, you want to do your thing. Eventually, I had to come to a decision to make for myself. Like, why are you waiting for this person? Like, they've made it clear that, he wants to do whatever he wants to do. I want a relationship, like an actual relationship, not me pretending to be in a relationship, not I want to keep you around because I know you're going to be down for me and I can, call you up, and when I'm done doing what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'll be there. No. So eventually I had to come to terms with this is not going to go anywhere. I have to value myself. I have to respect myself to say, we got to stop this. Yeah. I'm good. I'm better off being by myself versus being attached to you in hopes to change your mind. Yeah. Pick me. No, I can't make you pick me.
No, you should just want to pick me. Period.
Exactly.
So was it hard to let that situation go?
Or at that point, once I made the decision, it wasn't hard, but getting to the point to make the decision was hard because at the time, I really believed that situation could really go somewhere, and it did not. Now, ask me, would I ever do a situationship again? Absolutely not.
So at what point do you determine that it's a situationship and that you're not going to be invested in it anymore?
At what point do you determine?
Yeah, so when does it switch from like dating?
It varies from, you can ask 5 people this question and you're going to get a different answer. For me, and this is if we're not actively voicing what we're doing, as, okay, we've gone on a few dates. Are we still casually dating or we're kind of talking, or like, what are we doing? So if you're not having those types of conversations, but you're still, you're still spending time with this person, you're still going out with this person, talking to this person consistently. Yeah. So like, there's no actual conversations being had about
what you're doing.
You're just doing it. So that's when it really becomes a situationship. Okay. So you're investing time into a person, and it's not going anywhere. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of sticky when you think about it.
It is.
Because like I said, emotional attachment. If you're physically involved with this person, you know what I'm saying? You're getting attention to a certain degree. So it's like you're kind of playing best of both worlds in a sense. And what's the reasons, I'm thinking about, like, just for me and my experience, what are the reasons for a situationship? Like, why would anybody want to do that? Like, why did I do that? Yeah. Or why did I settle for that at that time when I could have done so much better? Yeah.
So let me, before you go, so with the situationship, would you say that are both people on the same, like, doing the same thing? Or is like one person, is it only one person? It's like,
it could be both. It could be both people doing the same thing, or it could be one person doing something and the other person
is thinking it's going to be more.
But like, for me, conversations would kind of be had and then not thoroughly finished. Yeah. So we would never thoroughly come to a true resolve or like have that full conversation of like, okay, what is this? Yeah. These are my boundaries. What are we doing? This needs to be defined. I'm not going to keep investing time into you, and this is not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. So with situationships, and I get that, like, as far as like with you saying, like, is this, like, ever going to go anywhere? Now, would you say something is a situationship where a couple have, like, been together for a while, but it doesn't progress to, say, marriage?
No, that's a relationship. Like, if they are actually in a relationship, that's a relationship. The relationship just didn't progress to marriage. Okay. Like, every relationship or every dating relationship doesn't progress to marriage.
Okay. Like, so, but then would it switch to a situationship if one person wants it to progress to marriage, but the other person doesn't?
No, because you're still in a relationship. Like, you're defined in a relationship. Yeah. And one person, I've heard it before, one person may be ready for marriage before the other person. If you're having active conversations about where you are and what you're looking for, and if this person says, I'm not ready to get married yet, I'm not saying that you're not the one for me, just not yet. Like, you're still actively in a relationship.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with that. Only because I feel like people can still be strung along in a relationship. They can, definitely. And to me, if one person is being strung along and they're not, it doesn't necessarily have to be at the same pace. But if it's like one person is moving and the other person isn't moving at all, I feel like the person who is settling to not moving forward is in a situationship.
I wouldn't say, because to me, a situationship, you have no title. This is a no title on
well, then I guess that's just my opinion.
You're in a relationship. Your relationship has gotten to a point to where it's no longer progressing. One person is going one direction, another person is going this direction.
Yeah, I guess I don't define situationship that way.
Situationships is just y'all not even officially together.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not, you're in a relationship and you're trying to get to the next step of engagement, marriage, and one person is on one page and the other person is not yet. However, no, this situationship is strictly y'all not together.
Okay.
But you're doing relationship type stuff.
That's not my personal definition of situationship. My personal definition of situationship is just whether you're with somebody or you're not with somebody, you're just in a situation where it's not moving, it's not growing, you're not flourishing, you're not growing together, and it's complicated. To me, if your status is like it's complicated, or we're together, we're not together, I want to be with this person, he doesn't necessarily want to be with me past what we are, I'm not necessarily happy with this, but I'm settling for it, I'm in a situation that it's not really a relationship to me because we're not on the same page. I'm just kind of going along with whatever you're doing. And I feel like if a person is being strung along, or somebody is like, to me, it's kind of like playing games with the person. So you're making them feel like they're in a relationship, but they're not.
Definitely a game.
But they're not.
But you're not.
But you're not really.
You're not in a relationship. Yeah. It's a complete game. It is a complete waste of energy, in a sense, because if it's not gonna if you know that you want more out of a relationship or out of your dating life, like, you just have to get to a point to where I value myself enough. I have self-respect. I have self-value. I know my worth. I know, what I want, or what I'm looking for, what I desire to have. And you just got to start cutting certain behaviors and certain things out. So if I'm going through a dating experience and I can recognize that a guy is not going to be on the same page as me, sir, bye. Yeah. Next, move right along. But like I said, this is something that is very rampant within our generation of dating.
Yeah.
Just kind of, I think about how
it's a lot of I want my cake and eat it too people out there.
And just a lot of settling, I think, is kind of the root of why people find themselves in a situationship, because
they want something.
You rather have something than nothing. But a piece of a person, well, what are you going to do with that?
Nothing.
I can't do nothing with a piece of a person.
No.
Especially if I'm giving my whole self and I'm only getting a piece of a person back.
Yeah.
No, that's not okay. But like I said, most people would rather have something than nothing. And that's unfortunate.
So how do you break out of a situationship if you find yourself stuck in one?
If you find yourself stuck in one, you just have to ask yourself, what do you want? Like, and for me now with dating, I consult God about every person that I interact with, like, no lie. And that's something that I wasn't necessarily doing those years ago when I was in a situationship. So even if something doesn't necessarily work out, I still consulted God about that particular guy at that time. And once he told me it's okay for you to hang out with this person, hang out with this person. Once he showed me you can no longer hang out with this person, you got to stop hanging out with this person.
Yeah.
So just because it didn't work out doesn't always necessarily mean that that situation wasn't approved by God. Because even as much as I'm not a fan of the process of dating, you still have to go through the process. Like, there are experiences that you are supposed to get and gain along the way.
Yeah, because there's only, at the end of the day, there's a million people in this world and so many that you're going to come in contact with, but there's only one person that's supposed to fit the bill, that's supposed to be the one. So it's going to take a lot to find that one. So it's like, well, I don't want to just pick any old one.
And for me, ultimately, marriage, that's the end goal for me.
Yeah.
That's not something I want to get wrong.
Right.
So, like, I take my hands completely off and, like, God, you pick him, because clearly I don't know what I'm doing. So you pick him, you let me know it's okay to date this person, and you tell me I could date him, cool, we can date. When you show me that I can no longer date him, you got to go.
Yeah.
Period. That's it. That's it. So I think it just comes down to, you just have to ask yourself, is this worth it for me? Like, am I okay with just having a piece of a person, not having the whole picture that I desire, versus being by myself for a period of time? Because you in this situationship, you are blocking what's really for you. What's really for you can't get to you because you're stuck in a situationship. And I know once emotional attachment is there, it's hard to walk away from somebody that you just can see yourself with, and you really like this person, or you're starting to fall in love with this person, whatever the case may be. I'm not going to say that it's easy to walk away from somebody that you care about, but if caring about that person is really harming you and keeping you from experiencing what life really has for you, it's not worth it. It's just really not worth it at the end of the day. Like, situationships are trash. Like, it's just, they need to stop.
Yeah.
They really do. Like, what are we doing? Like, we're going from casual dating to this, to talking, whatever the terms we use. I can't even keep up with the terms half the time.
I'm so glad I don't have to keep up with any of that. Because, gosh.
And let's not even get on talking, because, like I said, you can ask 5 different people what situationship is to them. You're going to get a variety of answers. If you ask each person to describe what talking is, you're going to get 4 or 5 different answers. That is different to everybody.
Yeah.
So it's just having your internal boundaries set.
Yeah.
And honoring those boundaries and your non-negotiables in dating, honestly. Like, you just have to have things that are non-negotiable.
So what are your non-negotiables?
If your goal is not to get married, do not even step to me. Do not waste your time even coming my direction. Like, just, you have to be intentional with your dating. Like, intentional to move into a relationship, intentional to move from a relationship to engagement to marriage. Like,
What if they're okay with common law marriage, but not like...
No. Marriage. Not common law marriage. The real deal. The covenants from the Lords. Okay? None of that extra unnecessary stuff.
Yeah, we didn't just fall into this marriage. It needs to be a real marriage before God, before our family.
Yeah, another non-negotiable for me is you have to have not only a belief in God, but I have to see that you have a true relationship with the Lord. Like, I need to see that. So faith, that's important to me.
Does it have to be the same religion? Could you date like a Catholic person?
I think it's best that we have the same.
And we're the same.
Okay. Yeah.
Christian.
Yeah. That's best. So that's a non-negotiable. What else would be a non-negotiable for me? You have to be truly, I need to see that you have vision, but not just vision. I need to see that you're working towards what you want to do with your life. Yeah. Like, I don't have to meet you and you have to have it all together, like right when I meet you, but I need to see that you have drive, that you have ambition, that you have vision, and that you are working towards those goals and trying to bring that stuff into fruition. Like, I do not want to date anybody that don't have no vision, because if you don't have it for yourself, how you gonna lead me?
So what if they don't necessarily have a vision past what they're doing now? Are you okay with that? Say they just have a regular 9-to-5 job and they're okay with that. That wouldn't suit you? It pays the bills. They can buy and get anything they want, but they don't really have any drive outside of that.
I think that would bother me.
Yeah.
That would bother me long term, because you're kind of just settling for whatever
was given.
Yeah, whatever is given to you, and that's not really my mentality. So yeah, no. That's gonna be a strong no for me.
Y'all taking notes out there? Y'all taking notes, so y'all better come.
I'm unavailable.
Y'all come with it.
I am unavailable until further notice. Do not bother. Do not slide in my DMs. Do not listen to my co-host. I am unavailable, okay? Chelsea is unavailable.
Until the right DM comes through. Saying the right things. The right vision. The right faith. Just the right person. So if the right person is out there, you can't run from it.
You can.
You can, but it'll catch you.
People can run from it.
It'll catch you.
I wouldn't run from it, but people can run from it. As long as I've been waiting, no, I wouldn't run from it. I will run towards it. You have failed me, finally.
Any other non-negotiables?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head, but I do have a lot written down. Yeah. In a journal. So I journal a lot, and I have a list of things. Actually, I'm going to shout out my church, Freedom Church, real quick. Our singles life group, we had a session where we talked about, like, don't date me if. So it was like the non-negotiables or whatever. And I remember going home and, like, really writing out, although I already had stuff written down. But I remember during the Bible study, each person kind of had to share something, like, and I mean, it was funny stuff to, like, actual real stuff, like, I remember somebody was like, don't date me if you have, like, more than 2 kids or something like that or whatever. And I just remember taking that home with me and writing some things out, and I actually shared it with somebody else that was single at the time, and they took it and really worked on some things or whatever. So shout out to Freedom Church. We out here doing good things.
All right now. So, in summary,
In summary,
a situationship is. What's the verdict here? What is it and how do you stay out of it?
It's unnecessary. Don't do it to yourself. Do not set yourself up for failure.
I think that pretty much sums it up. That's it.
Do not set yourself up for failure. Do not do it. And just be vocal, really, about what you're looking for. Even if that person may reject what you want, like, that's okay.
I also say pay attention to actions too, not necessarily just words, because a person will say so many things and fill your head up and make you think things are going a certain way, but if their actions are showing you something completely different, you need to pay attention to that.
Yep, actions ultimately speak louder than words.
Yes.
Just be be real with yourself about what you want. Like, self-awareness is key. Like, really, and stand firm to what it is that you want. Like, you do not have to settle. Like, you don't. If that means you have to wait another 6 months for the right person to come along or the right dating experience to come along, then so be it. Like,
some people are not that strong, and that's really is what's heartbreaking, because especially when you get to be our age, a lot of people start getting in their mindset, like, I'm getting older, I want this.
Think about it, though. And I can kind of speak on this a little bit more. Most of my friends are married, and y'all have been with y'all significant other pretty much since college.
Yeah.
So we're in the double digits now of how long y'all have been with y'all significant other.
Yeah.
So it's not that many of us within our group per se that has had to have this long experience of singleness, in and out of relationships, in and out of dating, just different dating experiences or whatever. But just think about, like, society already has this, like, pressure on you. If you're not married by 30 and have a kid in the house, then you're not doing nothing with your life.
Yeah.
Or if, even with church, we put so much more emphasis on marriage, but we don't teach nobody how to be single and how to enjoy their singleness and maximize their singleness. You know what I'm saying? So we just put so much emphasis on this. So that's all people want, because you're putting all this emphasis on that's talked about.
Yeah.
But we're skipping over a very important part of your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then just the internal pressure that you put on yourself, because we all make life plans, right?
Yeah.
I remember being 15, and I was like, at 25, I'm going to be rich.
Girl.
I'm going to have a husband. I'm going to have 3 kids. At 25, I didn't know squat. 25 came.
25, I wasn't even ready for none of that stuff.
25 came, and I was at a sucky job at the time.
Yeah.
And I think I was actually dealing with a situationship at 25, around that time, 25, 26. And my finances weren't really together. Like, nothing was together like I thought it would be when I was a teenager at 25, because that age sounds old at 15, 16 years old.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you kind of recreate your plan, right? You're like, okay, well, it didn't happen at 25, so by this age, I'm going to have all this stuff together. And then that age comes, and then it's still not together. You've progressed, or hopefully you've progressed, but it's still not quite what you had in your mind. So for me, at least for me personally, I've reached a point to where I'm not so much caught up on age.
Yeah.
And I'm not, and I get it all the time. People are fascinated and want to know all the time what's going on with me in my dating life, what I have going on, when you're getting married. And depending on my mood, I might throw out a year. I might redirect your question to something else, because why is that the only thing you're focused on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think we have to kind of change. I'm going on a rant. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, because we on time.
I think we just have to change how, like, what we put our attention on. Like, instead of asking someone, like, when they're getting married or when you having kids, or implying what you think they should be doing with their life, ask them, how are you? Are you happy with what you're doing? And you might find out that some people may not want to be married. Some people may not want to have kids. And just because somebody is single doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. Yeah. Like, they may be single and they may desire to be married. It just hasn't happened yet for them.
Yeah. And then I also feel like it's invasive to ask those kind of questions all the time. It is. Too. Especially, and then, I don't know, this seems like it's a lot because somebody may not feel good about the situation they're in, and you constantly asking about that is just shining a light on it more and putting it more into their heads and making them feel some kind of way about it. And that's not good either. That's not healthy for them.
It's not.
And it's none of your business. If they want you to know about it, they will tell you about it.
At the end of the day, it's really not your business.
Right.
Period. You know, it's just not your business. And I think for me, most people really, they ask out of a genuine place. Yeah. I've had people that just kind of ask me certain questions because they're like, they just want to see like what's going on, or like, oh well, she's still not married, or just want to kind of tell me what they feel like I should be doing with my life. But I can see from like my perspective as a single person that will put me on a rant. So we got to change the subject. We have to go. Moving right along.
So that's situationships. That's like a brief synopsis on situationships because we really don't have all the time in the world to really dive so deep into it. So I don't know, maybe we can do a situationships part 2.
Could.
I feel like a lot of these topics we talk about could just
go on and on for days.
Chapters for each and every one of them.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, okay, so that's situationships, and we're going to move on to our sugar and spice advice segment. So if any of you have any questions and need some help with anything, you want to get our take on something that's going on in your lives, you can send us a letter at thesugarthespice@gmail.com. You can hit us up in our DMs or whatever, and we will be happy to read your letter and offer you some advice and help you out. Today, let's see. We have a couple, but we're just gonna do one. Maybe we can save some of the others for the next time. But the headline is this a red flag?
Probably.
If you have to ask, it probably is. That's like my little motto for mostly everything. So it says, I was talking to this guy from one of the dating apps and we hit it off really well. We decided we would meet up on the weekend. As we talked more, he asked if tomorrow would suit. I say yes, all is good, etc. Come today and I've been swamped at work, so I haven't really been messaging back. And I messaged him that I probably won't be able to make it tonight and to reschedule to the original plan on the weekend. His response when I was still at work at 6 p.m. was, if you weren't interested, you should have just said so. Okay. Just going to delete your number from my phone now. And I'm like, what? Literally because I've been busy all day and I'm still at work, he thinks I'm not interested despite me letting him know I'm busy and having to stay back at work. What in the heck is wrong with dating nowadays? Would this be a red flag for you?
Yeah, because he sounds impatient. He sounds like he doesn't care that you got caught up at work, which happens. Like, you're not always going to be able to respond to a message within 5 minutes of you receiving it. So, girl, don't waste your time.
I feel like it would be a red flag, but I somewhat sympathize with the guy, and I'll tell you why. Because she said that this is from a dating app, and assuming that's something that they do all the time, frequently, and he does it frequently as well. In his mind, he's probably gone through this a lot. He's probably invested time into these girls, many of them, and he was probably being strung along the way. And people have been dragging stuff out, and instead of just telling him up front that they don't have any interest in him. And so if he's in this routine of this thing happening all the time, he may be projecting his past experiences onto her, thinking, well, here's another one ghosting me again, or lying, saying.
That's a good topic. Oh, man, yes. We will definitely explore ghosting. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I feel like in his mind, he may feel like, oh, it's happening again. Another girl can't just be up front with me and tell me what's going on. She's blowing me off, not really considering
I can kind of see
that she may actually be busy. So I feel like it would be a red flag because he jumped from one extreme to the other. But depending on how well they're vibing, if he's willing to listen to, if she's like opens up and says, no, seriously, like I'm really interested. I was just busy at work. I'm sorry. Whatever it is, she don't really have to apologize.
See, she bringing the sugar today. I'm just like, no.
She don't have to apologize, but depending on how that whole exchange or conversation goes, then maybe she can.
And I might be spicy on this one, just because dating apps are. Some people find love on dating apps. Yeah. I'm not knocking it, but I've tried it like twice. Yeah. And dudes are just on the dating apps. I'm not male bashing. Yeah, they different. That's all I got. You know what? Issa Rae called me because I got some stories that could be on some episodes of Insecure. Okay.
Oh. So yeah, I would say it's a red flag. But depending on if you really like this guy, then maybe you can talk to him about it and see how he is with that. Now, if he continues to like exhibit this kind of behavior or just other things where he's like completely impatient,
some anger problems.
Yeah, then
he has anger problems and he's impatient and insecure. Actually,
yeah,
there's some insecurities there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's me. Chelsea says just drop him.
Yeah.
So you got to.
Once I saw dating app,
you were done.
I was already done at that point, just because
dating apps are just a no.
They're just a no for me. They're a no. They're a big no for me. Not,
Yeah, well, you said it works for some people.
Yeah, no. I mean, some people have found love, got married, and still married to this day.
Yeah, got kids. Kids got kids. Yeah.
And I think when I did it, I was like, let me just see.
Yeah,
it wasn't like
know.
It was just like,
just an easier way.
It wasn't really, and now I will say that was not an instruction from the Lord. It was just me. Let me see what this is.
Yeah.
And I got on there. I don't think I lasted 2 days.
Oh, dang. That's really quick.
Yeah, it was like.
That's a whole nother topic too.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
All right, well, yeah, that's all we got today for our sugar and spice advice. But once again, if you have any questions or need any assistance with anything, you can send us a letter to thesugarthespice@gmail.com, and we will get back to you.
So that almost concludes
episode 2. Episode 2.
And we like to leave you all with something sweet that we call everything nice. Do you want to take this one first?
Sure. My everything nice is, I told you this earlier, like you inspired me so much. Because we were just talking and you were just saying all the things you do and all your prayers and then you're writing things out. And I was like, God dang it, I need to be doing that stuff too. It's just so powerful. So I went out and I was looking and I came across a journal. If I had a picture, I would maybe I'll insert it. It was a journal that had some inspirational things on there and just, self-motivating. And to me, I feel like I know what I want to do with my life and how I want things to go, but I haven't fully written out my vision and given myself a roadmap of how I'm going to get there. And I feel like you have to say it. You have to be intentional with everything you're doing.
Exactly.
In order for things to go whatever way it's going to go, whether it's positive, negative, whether God sees it this way for you or sees it another way for you. But if that's something you want, you have to at least, make it clear.
Yeah.
So my everything nice is to have a vision and write that vision out. And be specific. Be specific about what it is you want to do. I know there's a whole thing about vision boards, and that'll probably be like my everything nice some other time. But that's, just kind of putting stuff together. But I mean like a for real roadmap and a clear, very clear view of where you see yourself and how the steps you're going to take to get there.
I think it's pretty dope that you found inspiration because our conversation was not a pleasant conversation for me to have at that time. So the fact that you found inspiration out of that conversation.
Yeah. And I've been excited about it. I was like, I couldn't wait to get that pen. I was like, I'm starting this tonight, boy. I'm filling these pages up. So yeah, I started like writing. I wrote like a yearly goal, like a 5-year plan. Goes for the month, goes for the week, and goes for the day. Just so I can, whatever it is.
Writing is so powerful. It really is. Even if that goal does not necessarily come to fruition, like the way that you see it when you write it out, you still wrote it out. You were intentional about it,
and
you tried it, and you're working towards it. So I think that's really dope. My everything nice is just continue to encourage yourself and encourage the people around you. We do not... Well, I personally know quite a few people that has different situations going on, and unless you are actively, reaching out to your people and really asking them, like, what's going on with you, like, what's up, touching base, you really don't know what's going on with the people around you and, with yourself, because sometimes the challenge for me, especially years prior, is actually opening up to people. Yeah. So you have to kind of let people in. So my thing has just been... But most people that know me, I'm a huge encourager anyway. Just to encourage yourself and encourage others. And there are 2 scriptures that I'm going to share that that have really been on my heart lately. So 2 Peter 3:9 says, "The Lord is not slow to fulfill his promises. He is patient towards you." I know we hate the process of stuff. That is like a cuss word to us. We do not want to go through the process. We just want to snap our fingers and magically, whatever it is that we're praying about, whatever it is that we're trying to obtain and receive, we just want to snap our fingers and voila, it shows up right there on our doorstep in front of us, and we didn't have to do anything to get it. We just snapped our fingers and go. That's not how life works. Yeah. We have to endure the process that may not always go how we foresee it to go. Yeah. And you just have to remind yourself that the Lord is not slow to fulfill his promises. Whatever he told you he was going to do, he's going to do it. It's just not going to be on your time. Yeah, it's going to be on his time. And our time is not the same as the Lord's time. And my second scripture that I want to share is Galatians 6:9, which says, "And let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." And I know it's hard out there. You get tired. Sorry, you okay?
Yeah, sorry.
Do you need water?
I think I'm all right.
Okay.
Sorry.
"But do not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." Keep pushing. Just keep going. It's okay to say you're not okay. Like, if you're not okay, say you're not okay. Yes. But process that in a healthy way. And just remind yourself to keep pushing. At some point, the seeds that you're planting are going to grow. You're going to reap that harvest at some point in time. Yep. But you're not going to get there if you stop. Yep. Period. Like the young people say. Actually, I think they say it with a T at the end, but I'm not going to do that.
I'm going to say it for you. Period. I feel like I shouldn't be saying that, like I'm too old.
Yeah, I'm old. Yeah, I'm not saying that. It don't even sound right coming out of my mouth.
Well, I like your everything nice.
Yeah, yes.
So did you practice any of the everything nices from the last episode?
I don't even remember what I said on the last episode. What did I say on the last episode?
I don't remember either.
I think it has something to do with be kind to yourself. I think I said
we both had self-care.
Yeah, I think it's be nice to yourself, be kind to yourself. Yeah, I've been doing that.
Okay. Did you practice any like physical type of self-care?
Yeah, I do that all the time.
All the time? Okay.
Or I won't say all the time, but I try to do that frequently. So yeah.
I feel like I was kind to myself, but I didn't get as much of the like actual, like, I was saying like the me time and like slowing down and taking time for myself. I didn't really get too much of that in. Yeah. I got a little bit in, so I feel like it's better than nothing, but I'm going to keep working on it and see how I end up. hopefully alive and well for a very long time.
Hopefully. I need the other half of sugar and spice to be.
No, we just getting started.
We just getting started, so we don't need no incidents. Okay. So follow us.
Yes.
On Instagram at Chelsea_Diamond_
at NC Virgo
at Sugar and Spice _podcast.
And I guess you can watch us on YouTube at Sugar and Spice Podcast. Facebook is the same thing, Sugar and Spice Podcast.
And we are on Spotify and Apple.
Whoop, 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 whoop. So check us out on there. You have any announcements or anything you want to let people know about?
I don't. That's it.
Yeah, I don't have anything I want to plug today either. I don't think.
That's all.
I do want to say for like our Melanin Spotlight segment, we want more exposure to what's going on out there. So if you guys have no business owners or people doing good in the community, let us know so we can check them out and we can shout, people out, especially like Dallas people and Texas people.
Definitely.
I want to for sure show a lot of local love. So if y'all have anybody that y'all want to see highlighted or that you want to give a shout out to, send that to us as well, and we will represent. All right.
So with that said, that concludes episode 2.
And how do we like to close it out, friend?
You already know. It's the podcast like, hey. It's the podcast like, hey. It's the podcast like, hey. With Sugar and Spice. Bye, y'all.